Organizing your life might seem like a gigantic task, like trying to solve a 1,000-piece puzzle where each piece is scattered across a different room. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be a constant battle against chaos. Organizing is more about creating harmony between your priorities and the time you have available. Once you understand that, you'll start to see that organizing your life is actually easier than it seems. First, let's understand what really needs to be organized. Think of your life as a house with several rooms. Each room represents an area of your life, your finances, your time, your health, your relationships. Each of these areas needs attention. But here's the trick, you don't have to tidy up all the rooms at once. Start with one, the one that's the messiest or bothers you the most. Maybe it's your daily routine, where you feel like you never have enough time for anything. Or maybe it's your finances, which are always out of control. Prioritization is key. Imagine you're facing a huge pile of tasks. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, right? But if you start separating that pile into smaller mountains, each one representing an area of your life, you'll see that it's easier to handle each one individually. So, choose one area to focus on first. It might be the one that's most out of control or the one that, when organized, will give you the greatest relief. Now that you've chosen where to focus, let's create a simple system. No complicated methods that only leave you more confused. Here, less is more. For example, a to-do list can be incredibly powerful. It seems basic, but it works. List everything you need to do, without overthinking. Just pour it all onto paper. Then, choose the 3 most important tasks for the day and start with those. Don't try to do everything at once. Focus on the top 3. At the end of the day, you'll feel accomplished because you completed what really mattered. Another useful tool is a calendar. And I'm not talking about filling every minute of your day with appointments. Use it to mark the big blocks of time. If you have an important meeting or a deadline to meet, put that on your calendar. But leave some free spaces too. This gives you the flexibility to adjust your day as needed without feeling trapped by a packed schedule. Let's talk now about habits and routines. This is where many people stumble because the idea of following a routine seems boring, repetitive. But here's the magic, when you turn something into a habit, it becomes automatic. It's no longer a task you have to remember to do, it's something that just happens. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need a reminder to do that, right? It's an ingrained habit. Now imagine if you could turn other areas of your life into habits. Waking up early, exercising, reading a book before bed. When these things become habits, they stop being tasks. And when they stop being tasks, they stop overwhelming your mind. So, start small. Choose one thing to turn into a habit. It could be something simple, like making your bed every day or tracking your expenses. Over time, you'll add more habits and build a routine that works for you. But don't get stuck in a rigid routine. Life is dynamic, and things don't always go as planned. So, stay flexible. If you plan to wake up early to run but woke up tired, maybe it's better to adjust the plan. The important thing is not to abandon the routine entirely but to adjust it as needed. Think of organization as a dance. Sometimes you need to change the rhythm, but the important thing is to keep dancing. Periodically reviewing your organizational system is also crucial. What worked for you 6 months ago might not work anymore today. Maybe your priorities have changed, or you've developed new habits that have made your old system obsolete. Don't be afraid to make adjustments. Review your to-do lists, your calendar, your routine. Ask yourself, is this still working? Does it still make sense for me? If the answer is no, adjust it. Organizing your life isn't a destination, it's a journey. And like any journey, it has its ups and downs. There will be days when everything is in place, and days when everything seems out of control. But if you follow these simple steps, you'll find that it's possible to keep things in order most of the time. Remember, organization is not about perfection. It's not about having everything under control all the time. It's about creating a system that works for you, that allows you to focus on what really matters and gives you the peace of mind to deal with challenges as they come. Once you internalize this truth, you'll see that organizing your life is, in fact, much easier than you thought. And more than that, when you start to feel the benefits of an organized life, it creates a positive ripple effect in all other areas. You'll find that you have more time for what you love, less stress, and more clarity to make decisions. Your finances will balance out, your health will improve, your relationships will strengthen. And it all starts with small changes. Finally, stay motivated. Sometimes the journey might seem long, but remember that every small step you take is leading you in the right direction. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Each day, each week, you're building the life you want to live. And that, in itself, is reason enough to keep going. And when you look back, after following these steps, you'll see that organizing your life was, indeed, much easier than you imagined. And best of all, you did it in a way that respects who you are, without magic formulas, without complications. Just with simple, consistent steps. Continuing from where we left off, it's important to recognize that organization is not a one-size-fits-all approach. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. The beauty of organizing your life lies in customizing your approach to fit your unique needs, goals, and personality. This is where the real magic happens. Let's take a closer look at how to customize your system. Start by reflecting on what has and hasn't worked for you in the past. If you've tried using a planner but found it too rigid, maybe a more flexible digital tool is the way to go. On the other hand, if you find digital tools distracting, perhaps sticking to pen and paper will keep you more focused. The key here is to find what resonates with you, what feels natural and easy to maintain. Consider your natural rhythms as well. Some people are morning people, bursting with energy at dawn, while others find their stride in the afternoon or evening. Instead of forcing yourself to fit into someone else's ideal schedule, align your tasks with your own energy levels. If you're most productive in the morning, tackle your most important tasks then. If you find clarity in the quiet of the night, use that time for deep thinking or planning. It's also important to recognize that life will throw curveballs. Unexpected events, changes in routine, or even your own evolving priorities can disrupt the best-laid plans. This is where flexibility becomes your greatest ally. Think of your organizational system as a framework rather than a rigid set of rules. It's there to support you, not to confine you. If something isn't working, give yourself permission to adjust. Maybe you need to shift your focus or drop a task altogether. Adaptability is key to maintaining balance and avoiding burnout. Let's talk about the mental aspect of organization. Often, the biggest challenge isn't the tasks themselves, but our mindset towards them. It's easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism, where you feel like everything must be done perfectly or not at all. But perfectionism can be paralyzing. Instead, embrace the concept of good enough. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. It's better to take one step forward, even if it's imperfect, than to remain stuck because you're waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Another mental shift that can transform your approach to organization is viewing it as a form of self-care. When you take the time to organize your life, you're not just putting things in order, you're creating space for what truly matters. You're reducing stress, gaining clarity, and setting yourself up for success. Organization becomes less of a chore and more of an investment in your well-being. It's like clearing the clutter from your mind, allowing you to think more clearly and act more decisively. And let's not forget the power of small wins. When you accomplish something, no matter how minor it may seem, it gives you a boost of confidence and motivation to keep going. Celebrate these victories. Whether it's finishing a task you've been putting off, decluttering a space, or simply sticking to your routine for a day, acknowledge your progress. These small wins accumulate, building momentum and reinforcing the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. As you continue on this journey of organizing your life, remember to be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. There will be setbacks, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, learning from each experience, and adjusting your approach as needed. Organization is a continuous process, a cycle of setting goals, taking action, reviewing results, and refining your methods. Ultimately, organizing your life is about creating a space, both physical and mental, that supports your growth, happiness, and well-being. It's about designing a life that aligns with your values and allows you to pursue your passions without unnecessary stress or distraction. And while the process may seem daunting at first, remember that it's a journey made up of small, manageable steps. So as you take these steps, know that you're not just organizing your life, you're empowering yourself to live more fully and intentionally. You're taking control, making choices that reflect who you are and what you want out of life. And in doing so, you're paving the way for a future that's not just organized, but fulfilling and meaningful. Embrace this journey, celebrate your progress, and continue to adapt as you go. With each step, you're not only getting closer to a more organized life, but also to a life that truly feels like your own. That's power. That's freedom. And that's possible for you. As you reflect on everything we've discussed, I want to ask you a few questions. Have you ever tried to organize your life before but felt like you couldn't keep up with it? What was the biggest obstacle you faced? And most importantly, how would your life change if you finally found an organizational system that really works for you? Think about that and share your answers in the comments. I'd love to hear more about your experiences and challenges. If this video helped you in any way, or if you think it could help someone you know, don't hesitate to share it. And to keep getting more tips and strategies that will help you live a more organized and fulfilling life, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get all notifications. That way, you won't miss any new content and you'll stay up to date with the best practices to transform your life. Your journey to organization starts now, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Let's build the life you truly want together. See you in the next video.